Welcome to the 73rd episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. Today we've got lots to show you, lots to share, but before we begin our podcast, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
So first of all, let's talk about what May is wearing, and she is wearing the Anguli Cowl by Hilary Smith Callis. It's one of your favorite.
Yes, it is.
And what I wanted to do is show that because if you knit it as it is, there are a lot of ends to weave in. Not a problem, we can do it. But sometimes you don't want to weave in ends. So the yarn that this is made out of is the Perfect Pair by Loops and Thread. And I've used it for socks, and you'll see that a little bit later. I think this is the River colorway. And I think it's comfortable for you around your neck. It's beautiful, and I only had the two ends to weave in, right? Where I started, where I finished, and we're good.
All right, well,
and you get all the stripes, and it looks brilliant.
And you didn't stripe this; it just stripes.
That is exactly how it did it. Yeah.
Wow. Were you surprised, or did you know? Or
I had made a pair of socks, and I had an idea it would be nice, but I'm really, really thrilled. And those colors are just your colors.
Yes,
it's perfect.
Thank you.
So that's what May's wearing. And as far as what I'm wearing the Bead Isle Cuff by Laura Nelkin. So I'm just going to try and hold that up so you can see that. So it's a double wrap, and it's almost like Fair Isle knitting, except it's with beads. And the yarn is, it's called Basic Bitties, Basic Bitties, and it's Casual by Emma's Yarn.
I love those beads. They look like copper.
I know. I'm really happy with it. So I'm part of the Lola's Choice, and so every second month I get a kit, and so I get to make some
that's pretty cool.
things. And so sometimes what happens is the kit comes and I like it, and then I make something for you as well.
Yeah.
You know, so it works really well. So that's what we're wearing, and next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is the Grand Ridge, and comes from the Galt House of Yarn. And it uses a Zen Yarn Garden Gradient Trio. So it's 100% super fine, super wash merino. It is lovely yarn. Now, you're going to notice something when you see this, is that it is a trio, and I only have a duo.
Oh.
Okay, because the other color was going to make it that much longer, and I'm not really tall, and I don't have a tall neck, so I figured that this would be enough. I was really happy with this. And what I did was I used the other, so it's 350 gram skeins that you get in that trio. And so the other one I used to make the Glimmer mitts by Kay F Jones. And you'll see that on a previous podcast.
These are great stitches in this.
I know, I love it. And it's
so
nice
many different kinds.
Exactly. So the plain color really shows it off, and and the gradient lets it be a little bit different too. Yeah. So I'm really happy with that.
Looks great.
Blocked nicely.
Nice color.
Yes.
I'm nice yarn, soft, beautiful,
and no cashmere in there.
It feels like there is.
I know,
yeah,
but there's
really nice.
It was really nice. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
So my next finished object, there's actually two of them, and that is the Katy Lou's sock pattern.
You love this
by Katy Lou Green, Dragon Pine Designs.
You've been busy again.
Oh, I have. Now, once again, Perfect Pair. It's called Dancing in the Dark is the colorway. So first of all,
are these for a gift or?
Yes. So, happy gift.
Oh, these for me?
Those are for you.
Oh, thank you.
So I made a pair for May.
Oh, I can't wait.
So that's for you.
I don't really like wearing socks because it's winter. I'm not a big fan of winter.
But once it is winter, you wear socks.
But when it is winter, I wear socks, and I will appreciate them.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
And then there's another pair. There's a pair for me.
Oh, that was nice.
Exactly. So if you hold on to these, I just
how
have to go grab
something. How are you going to get them confused in the wash?
Mine are So sorry for that interruption. So if you take a look, so I've made two pairs of socks. These are both 100 grams skeins, and look, I have that much. So I can either make some shorties, I can make some little kids socks, or
Christmas ornaments for the tree.
Or perhaps another cowl. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna weigh this. I'm gonna see how much I have.
We could start a new trend. Your socks match your cowl.
We could.
Hello.
Exactly. That would be great.
Great. Yeah. Okay. I think I need to put marker on mine so I know which ones are mine, or just one's longer than the other?
One's longer.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I will keep yours away from mine.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, perfect. So that's good. Both have the same pair of socks. So
Nice.
that we're happy
I didn't
about
know that. That's a great surprise.
Oh, good. All right, my third finished object is the Beadic mitts, and that's by Laura Nelkin. And this uses the Exmoor sock, and that is by John Arbor. Now this is a little rustic, shall we say, the yarn. But when
That's for your
blocked
hand,
it,
though, right?
yes. So when I blocked it, there they are. I'll let you hold those up.
They are very rustic compared
They
to
are.
compared to that other yarn I had in my hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, but nice on your
They
hand.
will keep my
Really
hands warm. And I really, really like the beading. They're nice and sparkly.
You can wear those under a mitt, like put those
Absolutely.
on top.
Exactly. I think that might be a good idea. So I'm really happy with them. Once again, it's the same kind of idea as this bracelet,
Those are
is that it's
beautiful.
like Fair Isle, but it's with beads.
Beautiful. They turned out really nice.
I'm really, really happy with them. And we
Yeah.
mentioned that, see, those are the 3 colors that could come. So with Lola's Choice, you don't always get a choice of color. So usually when I know that's going to happen, I say to May, okay, let's make a bet. What color?
purple.
Purple. Well, and I would have been happy with it all. Yeah, I must admit, if I had the orange rusty color, which I don't wear at all, I probably
still
would
a
have
bit-
made it for a gift.
Yeah, but those are great.
I'm
I
really
love
happy
them.
with them.
And I think there's another new trend.
I'm
You
really
know,
happy with
They
them.
could make a cowl like that.
You
couldn't
could.
they?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be really nice. Like mixing jewelry with
I
you.
think
Oh,
so.
I've just got brilliant ideas today.
You do, you do. She's a talented soul.
I think that would be a great cowl, don't you think?
Yes. I think
You
it'd
could
be
design
beautiful.
something like that. I know you could.
I could. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so my mind is going into. I say to May all the time, she has a great idea, and she
You just
looks
do
at, she looks at me and she says, "What's the problem?" I said, "I'm in the details of it." So she says, "Make a cowl." I'm going, "How many stitches would I cast on?" And that. So that's what happens with
And then
my
it
brain.
appears all of a sudden.
All of a sudden. All right, my last finished object is the Lemon Difficult, and that's by Kate Atherley. And this was designed because a lot of us, well, I'll just speak for myself, will go to a yarn store and find a skein of yarn and then bring it home, and you've got one skein of yarn. The colors might be a little brighter than you normally wear, and then what are you going to do with it? So I had ordered a kit from the Grocery Girls. And it was a sock kit, but I wasn't going to make socks with it. And I thought, what am I going to do with this yarn? Because it was bright, it was vibrant. It was from Rose Hill Yarns. It was the Jingle Balls set. So it came with the main skein and then 2 minis. So I didn't use the minis at all. But what I did use is Sweet Georgia Tough Love sock in black. So I had a skein of that. And so what it is, which I love,
Wow, this turned out wonderful.
It's brioche.
Isn't it? Wow.
and there it is. So if you're feeling a little bit more subdued, you can wear the black outside, and then you just get to see that bright color underneath. Now, it is reversible, so if you're feeling more adventurous and you want some more color, then you can do it on that side. And I love this. It really opens up.
Beautiful.
I haven't blocked it because I think I don't want it to be too big around my neck, but I'm really happy with it. And I haven't done a lot of brioche, but I did put in a lot of lifelines. So I do a couple of inches and then put a lifeline in, and do a couple of inches and put a lifeline in. So I'm really, really happy with it.
Turned out nice. I love this. It'll keep
Exactly.
you nice and warm.
Exactly. And I have a lovely black winter coat. We don't want to talk about winter, but I have a black winter coat, so that will be nice and
Nice, nice, nice.
All
nice.
right, so
Very
those are
nice.
my finished objects. All right, May, it's your
Okay,
turn.
well, I've been busy, as you know. I've been still doing my miniature things
Mm-hmm.
and putter away at that. And so I've made a wooden cabinet. I made
That's
quite
amazing.
a few of those to sell in the little store. My whole idea is our little booth.
Right.
I want to do miniatures because,
Okay.
you know, they don't make quality miniature furniture. There's plastic out there. There's the
Right.
odd thing that you can get.
Right.
But back in the day, they used to make this intricate Victorian style
Right,
with the beautiful
absolutely.
legs.
Yeah.
You can't find that anymore.
Oh my
and
goodness.
if I go to an auction, there was an auction online the other day, and
Right.
there was a few pieces of that Victorian doll furniture,
Right.
which went up for well over $100.
Oh my goodness.
So it's very expensive to
Mm-hmm.
buy. So I thought, you know, in my little booth, I really have cornered the market with the miniature stuff. It seems when I go to
Right.
auctions, I'll pick up a few pieces.
Exactly.
And they seem to sell quite well. So
Very
I thought
good.
I'd start making, so I made a few of those. And also,
This is amazing.
I made the couch, and you made these great little pillows. And I was hoping, and I haven't talked to Colleen about this.
Oh dear,
but
here
I
it
was,
comes.
but I was hoping Colleen could maybe start making, you know, you could make knitted afghans for the back of a couch.
Absolutely, I can do that.
Miniature pillows.
Yep, absolutely.
Miniature drapes you could sew. I mean, I could think of a million things of miniatures that you could sew and sell, and people would really appreciate that.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I build the furniture and I make, I can make the dollhouse and that type of thing.
Right, right.
But when it comes to this, I'd have to buy them.
Okay,
You know,
well,
I'd have to buy the drapes because
I'm
I
on it.
just,
There you go.
So that's a little project for you.
Okay, perfect.
And to go with this little couch, I thought I would make a little chest. I'm
Oh
going to go
my
with a kind of a
goodness.
nautical theme for display.
Exactly.
And I made a little trunk for a coffee table.
Very nice.
That opens up.
Oh, I
and you
like
can sit-
that.
Yeah.
I like the little rope that you put on the side. So good.
So that's what I have been up to, and I'm looking forward to a winter of getting involved, more involved in making the little furniture. And the more I do
perfect.
it, I think the better you become at your craft.
Exactly.
Like some kind of like with knitting, you're just starting out. Like
Exactly.
I just puttering away, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that my skills will get a little
That's
bit better.
right.
And that's what I've been doing. It's been
And
great.
every time you do something, I find you learn a little
little more,
more.
exactly. With every day's a
Exactly.
school day, Colin.
Exactly.
Every day's a school day.
She used to say that all the time when we worked in schools, and it's still a school day.
Anyway, so those are my finished objects.
Good. And next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is called the Friday Slipover, and that's by PetiteKnit. And this is one of those patterns that is lovely because you don't have to make the arms for a sweater. And what I decided to make it out of was Remix Light, which is lovely. And as you can see, not done, but close. So there it is. So it's got a little bit of a broken rib pattern. And what I really like about it is that they use a different kind of bind off, and I had to do a Google search to find out, and I really like it. It took me a little while to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it's good. So I'm really happy with this. I think over a white turtleneck or over a white golf shirt or something like that, I think it would keep you a little bit warm.
What we should do next time when you've finished it all up and cut off all the ends is maybe model it so that you can see how
Okay,
nice
perfect.
Because I've seen it on you and it fits so nice.
I'm
I think
really,
you really
really
have
happy
to
with it, yeah.
appreciate this when it's on because it looks
Exactly.
great.
I'm really, really happy with it. So I had thought about making a vest, and then I had bought this yarn at Shall We Knit in Kitchener, and really happy with it.
Yeah, that'll be great. And it's purple.
It's purple. What a surprise. Anyway.
It's really nice.
Yes.
Really, that'll be nice and warm.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
going to be great. So
Very
Remix
nice.
Light has nylon, cotton, acrylic, silk, and linen. So it's beautiful yarn to work with. It's got a good drape, which is really, really nice. So that's my first work in progress. My second work in progress is called the Bombini Cowl. And you have seen this before.
And I've worn this one, and have you made another one for yourself or no?
I've never made one for myself.
Oh, okay. Well, the one I have, it sits so nice. Like it just drapes nicely.
So I am, May doesn't know, I kind of...
I don't know if it's a style of the yarn. It does a sort of interrupt there, but I don't know if it's a style of the yarn that makes it sit nicely. You think it's a style?
The style and the yarn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Combination. It's a great combination.
There you go. So what I had was I had purchased 2 skeins of the Regia Premium Merino Yak. And I purchased the second one to go with the first one, thinking I was going to make a shawl. And then decided I've got lots of 2 skein shawls. Maybe I should make something that's a little easier to work with. So this Bombini cowl, I've altered it a little bit. So the nice thing is once you've made a pattern, like once you've knit a pattern, you have an idea of how you can change it. So I'm holding this very carefully. May wants me to hand it to her, and I'm just going to say hold on to that because otherwise I'm going to lose stitches. There we go. So what I've done is I've made more of the stripe pattern, because what I'm going to do in this is I'm going to make this in the darker color so that I for some reason I feel the need to anchor it. And so I wanted the dark close to me and I want the dark at the bottom. So that's what I'm doing.
So you're putting more stripes in this.
Yes.
So that
And at the
less
bottom.
lighter. I see
Yes,
what you're saying.
exactly. So now what's going to happen with the rest of this, because there's going to be a lot left, is I'm going to make myself a pair of socks.
There's that trend again. Cowl and sock. Oh, you were doing it, didn't even know it.
And you know what? You might have socks that match that.
Really?
You might.
I'll have to check.
We're going to see. Who knows what we're going to be wearing next time. You never know. So I'm really happy with this, to be honest with you. I just started it yesterday, but it's so much fun to knit. So if you're thinking about like Christmas presents, that kind of thing, you got a couple of months to get it done. That Bombini Cowl is by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears.
Well, when you get yours done, I'll wear mine, you wear yours, and then we can kind of see the different
Exactly.
colors make it different.
Exactly. I think that's a great idea. All right, so that's that. Now, my next one, back to the world of purple, is a hat. And it's by Cozy Up Knits. It's called There's No Place Like Home. And that's a Wizard of Oz reference because these are all red.
Oh.
Okay, so like the ruby slippers. So that's it. The Cozy Up Knits is having a cowl, a hat cowl. So any of their hat patterns, you can knit, you can enter as many times as you want.
Is that the girl from the Cozy Up Knits?
That's one of the sisters, yes it is.
Well, what a great photo. Whoever
is.
did your photo, you did a great job.
Yeah, they always do great pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, I really, really like it.
Nice.
And May always says, where's all the color ink? So what I like to do is the rest of it, I don't use color ink, but for the front one I use color, just so that you get to see that picture. It's not your fault.
It's all about you now. See,
That's
Collie's rationale.
That's right. So I like when you can repurpose yarn. So we were at a knitting retreat. You were a trooper to go with me, and I bought a pattern that was going to make a poncho.
Which knitting retreat was this?
The one that was in the Fern Resort near
Oh,
Barrie.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
That was kind of fun.
It was fun. You dyed yarn.
Yeah, we met Marilyn.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and we still run into Marilyn actually. She moved to Stratford. So
Exactly.
That was fun.
Exactly. So I used up some of the yarn to make a shawl, the Hipster by Locatelli, and then I had one skein left, which is just enough to make the hat. I'm hoping. I think I can do it. So this is called Shelridge Yarns Mad Science. This is a one-of-a-kind iris, number 15 is what she calls it, and it's 4-ply superwash merino. So there it is. And there's my hat. So I'm just up to the decreases. So what I'm going to have to do is turn to either do magic loop with a different different length of cord, or I'm going to use double pointed needles.
Nice.
By the way, this is an amazing pattern. I really like it. I have to be honest, when I started and they said, cast on this many stitches, I'm going, that's a lot of stitches. But there is something in the ribbing at the bottom that sucks things in, and it fits beautifully. I really, really like this pattern.
Yeah, feels great. Looks good.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of cabling. There's a little bit of some other fancy stitches, so it's really nice.
It feels very substantial, like it's
Exactly.
thick, so it'll keep you warm.
Exactly. I think all those twisted stitches and cables will help with that.
Right. Nice.
So I'm really happy with that. All right, so we talked about the Wizard of Oz, and now we're going to talk about Mary Poppins. So in this lovely big bag, which by the way came from that Fern Resort that we
did
went
it?
to. Yes, it did. It was
How
part
do you
of our
remember
prize.
this stuff?
Oh,
my
brain.
gosh, your memory.
Yeah, well, it's a little
And this
scary.
Fern Resort had to have been 3 years ago, before COVID.
Way before COVID.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
we're talking 3 or 4 years ago. How you remember, I have no idea.
So what I'm doing, and I did this last year, I'm making what they're called a towel topper. And I'm doing some crochet work because I like to do that so that my hands don't get sore from just plain knitting. Now, I needed to get a different tool, but I'll show you what happens. So we start with, let me see what we start with. Okay, in the bottom of this bag, there are many things. So what we start with are basic tea towels. And I cut them in half, and then I crochet the stuff at the top. So I cut them in half, and then I finish them. Now I have a serger. You can see I was working on my serger. And so it finishes that end off very nicely. And if you didn't have a serger, you could just use a zigzag on a sewing machine.
And so by hand, you wouldn't want to sew that by hand.
Oh no,
would
you wouldn't sew it by hand. That would
too long.
Find yourself a friend who has a sewing machine or a serger, and you're in good shape.
Oh, I see. It finishes the edge nice.
It does.
Like, so it's all not raggedy and stuff.
Exactly. So that gives you a good starting place.
Then
Then
these are nice color. Oh, this is the,
So the very first row,
looks like a Dateline.
it does look like a
Yeah,
Dateline.
don't get mad at me one night.
No, so this is an awl, which I got from Lowe's is where I got it from. And what I have to do, let me grab one of these, is you have to take the awl and you have to stick it through there before you can put your crochet hook inside. And so what I do, you don't do it all the way across. I do usually about 3, and then I make 3 stitches, and then I make 3 holes, and then I make 3 stitches.
Now, where do you get the pattern for this?
Well,
like, is it a free pattern or paper pattern?
I think this is a free pattern from Ravelry. I think it is. There are a number of these on Ravelry, so I would just take a look and see what you can do. I have one that is just...
These are great gifts. People just
started.
love them, don't they? Like,
They do. Now, I just lost my crochet hook, but we don't worry about that in crochet so much. So this is what I have, this big, humongous ball of Bernat Handicrafter. You can get small balls as well, but I knew I needed white to go with the red and white. So that's that.
and it's cottony kind of
And
stuff.
it's cottony. And I like that because it's going to
It'll wash it, and it'll
So you
wash.
can see I've done the first row, which is the one that I need the awl for. Then I do a row that is just straight. It's double crochet. And then you start skipping stitches. And what that allows you to do is then you gradually make it smaller.
Okay, when you do the awl, is just one awl poke, or do you have to poke the awl through the first stage?
Okay.
Like,
so
when you do that awl, do you have to poke all the way across? Or do you just poke once?
okay. So
Is this a dumb question?
no, because I already answered it, but I'm going to
Oh,
answer it again.
oh, okay.
So there's no dumb questions in the world. And I always said that to my students. If you ask me a question, I know you care about the answer. So I'm willing to answer it again. So what I do, and I don't know what the rules are, but what I do is I make 3 holes and then I do the 3 stitches. And then I make 3 holes and I do the 3 stitches. I've tried doing 5 holes, but the holes start to collapse on themselves and then it doesn't work very well.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that's a good tip.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a great idea. And this is brilliant. I mean, you could use a very sharp knitting needle if you wanted, but the awl works great and it doesn't hurt my hands for that.
And I think, and then the buttons, then of course you do.
There's going to have to be a
Okay.
button sewn on. Absolutely.
So what kind of button, does it matter, or?
It doesn't. Right now I'm using a 3/4 of an inch button. If I'm using white, I usually put a white button on. Sometimes I'll do a contrast, but all kinds of things.
Those are dice.
The
Those would be
one
dice.
thing you have to be careful of is that sometimes you buy a tea towel, like I did here, that has these little chickens on them, which is great. But when you cut it in half, the chickens are this way.
One of the halves is half.
One of the halves
is
has them upside down. So what I had to do was I finished off the edge so that I could do it that way.
So I think, just a suggestion, is a tea towel without a chicken or whatever,
Right.
and that, or plain like this,
And then you don't have to worry
and
about
then,
it.
or stripe like this,
Yep.
and then you don't have to worry about doing that extra
Right.
step.
Right.
So that's something to be thinking about when you buy a tea towel.
Right. If you don't want to do it. I did it. I knew when I bought the tea towels that was what was going to happen, but I wasn't worried about it. So there are all the things that pop out of my Mary Poppins bag. So those
You
are...
have been very busy.
I have. So those are my works in progress. And May, what about you?
Well, you know what? I'm kind of caught up in all my projects, so I'm feeling good. I'm ready to start a new one. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. So yeah, I don't really have anything in progress. So that's
okay.
exciting because then I get to start something new, and I like that.
Yes, we like that. And I'll help you out with whatever you need.
Okay, I appreciate that.
All right. So next we're going to talk about our souvenirs. My souvenir this episode has nothing to do with knitting. So it is the time of year that all the makeup holiday sets are coming out. And what I purchased was the It Girl Beauty Book, volume number 5. And this basically is an all-in-one. You would need some foundation and you'd need some mascara, but other than that, you'd be good to go. It comes with this little booklet with all these lovely things in it to explain how it works. And then here is how it works. So I'm going to need May's help. So you open it.
Oops,
There you go.
is
That's
it-
okay. It's okay. And then you get some concealer and you get some bronzer and then you open it again There's going to be another page fall down, and you get some blush and some lipstick and some highlighter, and then you open it again, and then you get some eye makeup. This is actually a liner, and this is a brow product, and there it is.
You're so happy with this?
I haven't.
You know how many times Colleen has shown me this? Look how this works. This opens up. And if you travel, you just have to take the one item with you and you've got all your makeup.
Exactly.
And Colleen is you're so good with makeup. Like,
well, thanks.
she is so knowledgeable. And I said last podcast that you should do a little tutorial on makeup for women over, is it for an age group, or is it just in general?
Just for women.
Gray hair, older women.
We can call it older. I'm older.
Colleen is so knowledgeable in that field, and she has a lot of the tools, and she has a lot of little things. And your makeup today looks great. Like
great. So I just want to talk to you about my lipstick, because I don't often wear bright, shiny lipstick like this, but I was happy and I wanted to show you this. So this is not from this. This is like a lip gloss that it would be, but this is something.
This is separate.
This is separate, exactly.
That goes like that.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Right, and I'll put all those plastic sheets back over it. I haven't touched it yet. Because I wanted to show it here first before I played with it, but I'm quite excited. Okay, so this is something that I just want you to know, because we're still in the mask wearing thing, and you want to be able to put lipstick on and not have to worry about masks. As an older woman, you have these lovely little lines, and lipstick falls in and lipstick disappears. But this is called Outlast All Day, and it's by CoverGirl, and it comes with 2 parts. So it comes with the color and it comes with the lip balm. So the color itself, now the one that I put on today has shine in it. I have 2 other ones, but it doesn't have shine in it, so you might see that. So the first thing you do is put on the color, and then you have to let it dry.
Does it come in different colors?
You just chose this color. Yes, yes. I thought it's a little sparkly, so it would be fun. So that's the first part. You do that, and then you let it dry. And then once you do that, then you have a lip balm. So this is what it looks like. It's just like any lipstick, but it's a special one. So it goes on top just to keep your lips moist. And there you go. Now, I don't know. I'm going to try. So how am I going to show this, May? Give me your hand. Okay, you can see there's no color on her hand. There's a little bit of lip gloss, but there's no color on her hand. So it's not going to come off on a mask. It's not going to come off. And I did put some of this on one time, and I needed to take my mom to a doctor's appointment, which took all morning. So I put it on about 8 o'clock, went and picked up my mom, went to the hospital, went to the appointment.
With mask
on the whole time, dropped my mom off, came back home, and lo and behold, the color was still on.
Really?
So it's quite amazing. It will last most of the day, and yet probably a good makeup remover will take it off. But I really like this, and you just have to find a color. There are some like light cool or light warm, like just find a color that you'd like. And if you are liking to have lipstick on, but the mask takes it off all the time, which can happen right now, this will work. So it's called Outlast All Day Lip Color, up to 24 hours, which I've never tried to do that. But it says moisturizing top coat, and it is moisturizing. That lip balm, easy peasy.
You learn so much, don't you?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, you have learned so much. And
well, and I love YouTube because I didn't know anything. And you know, like I've been knitting and having a good time and learning things about that. And then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I thought I'd like to learn about makeup, and lo and behold.
And you have learned a lot. You like to learn stuff, and it's a great place to learn things.
Exactly.
And you just know so much. And I had an old, I shouldn't say an old desk. I had a desk when I was working.
Right.
And I don't use my desk anymore since I haven't been working. I don't have to sit at the desk, which is brilliant. And so Colleen and I said, why don't you just use that desk for your makeup? So you've kind of accumulated a lot of the stuff. And one day we'll show you your makeup center, which has been great. It's kind of like a little hobby for you, I think.
It has been. Absolutely. I like it. And the nice thing is, you know, when you're not going to work and you still want to feel good, it's kind of nice to put a little bit of makeup on and feel fresh and ready to go just in case you have to go out, or just, you know, makes you feel good.
Me, I don't play in that center. My little woodworking area is right next door, so it's all good.
Exactly. So those are my souvenirs. And May?
Well, you know, Colleen and I used to go to these auctions. They used to be in person before COVID. And we would go and we would enjoy the day, and they would have chili and coffee, and we would run into people we know, and we would visit, and it was really social event, wasn't it?
Right, absolutely.
Especially the one in Stratford, which we loved.
Yeah.
And so since COVID, people haven't been really doing them in person. We've been doing them
Right.
all online, which
Exactly.
elevates the prices, like, because
Yeah.
your audience is much larger audience. And so a lot of times I've been outbid on a lot of the
Right.
products. But I went online the other day, and I thought, I am not going to be outbid. So I ended up buying some items, and I'm excited to share with you. Also, Collie and I went on a little adventure, and we found this new antique little mall not too far from our place, Delaware, Ontario it
Right.
is. And it's a little antique place, and I inquired about having an extra booth, like doing maybe expanding my booth. And so I
Right.
had to get some products if I'm going to be doing
Right.
that in the future.
Okay.
So on this, I found some products that you might be interested in. I'm not sure, but this I found. I got 2 of these. They are cast iron elk. Very, very heavy. And I really like those.
They're really, really nice.
Yeah. And they only went for $34 a piece.
That's not bad. That's good.
No. And they're worth over $100 each.
Wow, you did
Yeah.
really well then.
Yeah, I'm hoping. And then I really like brass, and I got this
Oh,
brass
that's beautiful,
horse.
too.
I got a couple of those, and those were only $30 each.
Wow.
And they're worth over $100
That's
too.
amazing.
And I have some other horse and carts that I'll put in here because those are too heavy to hold up.
Right.
I was so excited about those, and they're beautiful, and they're
Exactly.
unique, and you can't see something like this. So
Right.
I'm hoping to put those in my maybe possibly new booth.
Right.
But for now, they'll be going in my one that we have now.
Well, that is amazing.
Yeah, it was
you did
exciting.
really, really well. Mm-hmm. So the nice thing is you still got to have a drive, still got to go to Stratford, and then you just got to pick up and pay for all your
Right.
goodies.
These are the ones I got at the Stratford auction.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is it's kind of slick that you order online, you
Right.
do your thing, you pay, and then you print off the sheet that you've bought, the items that you've
Right.
won,
Right.
and then you drive, and then you show them the sheet, and they have all yours, what you've purchased online.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then you just take it to your car and load up the car and come home and go, ooh,
Fantastic.
this is exciting. Yeah, so
Very
it's pretty
good.
good.
Exactly.
So yeah, I really like that bidding online. It's not too bad, but like I say, the prices do go up.
Yes.
But anyway, those are my souvenirs. I'm pretty happy with them, and
Very good.
I'll let you know if they sell.
That's fantastic. So thank you so much for watching. We really like when you spend time with us. Our giveaway that for 900 subscribers, the bags went, but we didn't hear from the person who won the needle cozy. So we're just going to put that back into our pile, and then hopefully when we get 1,000 subscribers, please
will have another
subscribe.
giveaway.
We're going to have another giveaway, and that will involve some yarn and some more project bags, and so we just have to work at getting them.
So please tell all your friends, go on social media, let people know about our podcast, get them to subscribe, and then we can have much more giveaways.
That sounds great. So until next time, you